Right now, Betelgeuse, the red supergiant star marking Orion's shoulder, is still dimming, brightening, and pulsing in ways it was never supposed to. And astronomers at Harvard and the Hubble team have no way to stop it, or even fully explain it. This isn't a star quietly fading into old age. This is a star behaving like it's counting down to something. And what telescopes recorded in the months after its strangest dip is the part researchers still won't say plainly out loud. Betelgeuse sits about 640 light-years away, in the constellation Orion, glowing as one of the brightest stars in our night sky. It's a red supergiant, a star so massive that if you dropped it into our solar system, it would swallow every planet out past Jupiter. It's also dying. Somewhere in the next 100,000 years, give or take, Betelgeuse will explode as a supernova bright enough to be visible in broad daylight from Earth. So when a star like this suddenly starts acting differently, people notice. And in late 2019, it did something nobody was ready for. Betelgeuse dropped to the dimmest astronomers had ever recorded, losing more than 2/3 of its normal brightness in a matter of weeks. Stars this size don't just dim like a light bulb running low. Something has to physically block or disrupt the light, and the timing was impossible to ignore. Ever since that plunge, Betelgeuse hasn't gone back to normal. It's been pulsing on a new, faster rhythm, brightening, dimming, brightening again like a heartbeat that's changed pace and refuses to change back. Researchers scrambled for an explanation. A dust cloud, they said, a cooling patch on the surface, a star simply misbehaving before a scheduled pulse. Each answer sounded confident. None of them stuck. Here's where it gets complicated. The dust cloud theory needed Betelgeuse to have blasted off a huge chunk of its own surface, something that, as far as we know, dying stars aren't supposed to do until they're much closer to the end. And the timing didn't fit cleanly either. If a surface eruption caused the dimming, the star should have settled back into its old rhythm once the dust cleared. It didn't. Instead, Betelgeuse locked into a new pulsing pattern nobody predicted and nobody can fully model. Teams at Harvard-Smithsonian ran the numbers. The math kept producing the same uncomfortable result. Betelgeuse's insides may have been rearranged. Not damaged, rearranged. And a star's interior isn't supposed to reorganize itself like that without consequences. Remember that part researchers won't say plainly? Here it is. Some of the models coming out of that 2019 event suggest Betelgeuse may be closer to its supernova than anyone assumed just a few years ago. Not necessarily tomorrow, not necessarily this century, but the safety margin scientists once relied on has quietly shrunk. The star that violently ejected part of its surface, then changed its own heartbeat afterward, is not behaving like a star with all the time in the world. It's behaving like a star that got hurt. But here's the strange part. Ejecting mass like that should have cooled and dimmed Betelgeuse gradually, predictably, the way physics says it must. Instead, the recovery was uneven. The new pulse arrived too fast, and the star's outer layers now flicker in ways that don't match any single supernova precursor model we have. It's not behaving like the textbooks. It's behaving like something we haven't written a chapter for yet. If Betelgeuse really did just eject part of itself and rewire its own rhythm in response, that changes how we think about massive dying stars generally. Means the final centuries before a supernova might not be slow and gradual, the way we've always modeled them. They might be violent, chaotic, punctuated by sudden events we can't predict in advance. For us, that matters more than it sounds. Betelgeuse is close enough and bright enough that its eventual explosion will be visible from Earth without a telescope, a second sun in the sky for weeks. If our models for predicting that moment are wrong, we may not get the warning we think we will. We could be watching the final act already, mistaking it for a temporary glitch. So Betelgeuse keeps pulsing on its new, faster rhythm, 640 light-years away, and nobody, not Harvard, not Hubble, not a single research team on Earth, can say for certain whether that rhythm is a scar healing or a countdown. What would it mean if the star nearest to going supernova has already started, and we simply don't recognize the signs yet? Tell us what you think is really happening up there, and stay close, because the next update on Betelgeuse might come faster than anyone expects.